Welcome back to the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. You're on the third segment of On the Corporate World, a show being seen every 10:45 to 11:45 a.m. of Thursday. And that is Howell Mabalot being the host of this show. You're seeing us from all over the world, G Satellite Channel 1, and in the Philippines via GNN Channel 8. With us is the TRCP group of the Tungtong River Conservation Project, headed by Henry Calilong. And with him right now are the two fourth-year students, Beverly Kaluma or Bev, and Rihanna Santos or Yani. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so Henry, can you introduce to us these two ladies?
Okay, so
that are part of the TRCP.
yes, Bev here is representing the group that goes to Antipolo Bayan,
Okay.
the city, to do consumer surveys.
When you say consumer surveys,
well, she visits, their group visits the fast food establishments,
Okay.
looking for signs of environmentalism. I'll let her explain in a little.
and during
more.
the break, I asked you if there were violators, and then you said, since there is no law,
There is no law yet about use of plastics in fast foods,
So
or
we-
limiting the use.
we cannot categorically say that
Categorically
they
say that
are
they're violating any
violators.
law, but
Okay.
what they're doing is not really environment friendly.
It's
As
going
our
to be a
studies
negative
reveal.
impact.
Yes,
Ah.
because all the trash that the fast food establishments produce will eventually end up in rivers,
Okay.
in small rivers like the Tungtong.
So Bev, so how was your experience so far?
It was good. Like, what we did was, we went around the Bayan area in Antipolo. We surveyed the customers, also the fast food establishments, about general attitude towards plastic use and and their efforts on trying to minimize the use and yeah.
Do
and
they do
other-
any effort to minimize the use of plastics and styros?
Actually, some of them do, like some establishments, and also some customers. Like, we had this question there, saying we asked them like if they were to be given a chance to like customize the rules or how the food was served. They
Like bringing their own
responded. Yes.
containers.
They were
Okay.
willing.
So
willing
customers
to
are
do that.
actually willing to bring their own containers to, to a fast food establishment.
That's right, or use the
Yes.
Nito plate
Yeah.
and the banana leaves, diba? Which is more practical and more environmental friendly. So that is one of the things that you do
Yes.
with the consumer survey. Not only that, we have Yani, who is in charge of the website.
Yes.
Yes, Yani.
We decided to put up a website because the people today, they're always on their Facebook,
Okay.
or blogging became famous like recently. I don't know.
Yes.
And so we decided that if we wanted to spread the word about the TRCP project, then the most effective way would be to put it on the internet. So we put it on WordPress, and it serves basically as an archive for the biodiversity data that my classmates collect. So there.
Wow. So how many are you in the group?
I
Website development.
think we're
You forgot.
4? 5?
Just five of you.
Yes.
What about Bev? How many are you in the group?
Just three.
Just three.
Yes.
And do you enjoy doing your particular jobs or functions in the TRCP?
Yes,
Yes,
we do.
absolutely. We were. Yeah.
Okay. So Henry, so how do you see the attitude is of our young students in terms of really protecting the environment?
Okay, so as the team of Beverly found out, there's a very interesting question there. It's directed to managers as well as to consumers. It says there, do you feel the need or do you feel it's necessary to lessen the use of plastic, and if so, why are we not doing it? Okay, to that effect. And it's surprising that managers, actually 50% of the food establishments surveyed answered they want to be more environment friendly by minimizing the use of plastic, but they're not sure if the owners will allow.
Oh, okay.
So that's one interesting answer. The other answer is the managers themselves mentioned that the customers don't care.
Okay.
So for example, they give them metal spoons and forks, the customer would request for plastic spoon and fork. Because
Even if they-
supposedly,
Even if they're dining in.
even if they're dining in, because supposedly it's cleaner. The plastic is cleaner. It's
Okay.
it's disposable. So you use it once, you throw it away. So there's that attitude among consumers of not really minding what they use when they eat, when they dine in, or when they take out, the amount of plastic produced. And when we do our cleanups, it's amazing. A lot of the trash in the river actually are fast food items.
So how often do you do the cleanup?
We do it every week as much as we can, as other subjects would permit us,
Okay.
of course. So there, and hopefully with the efforts of Beverly and Yanni with the website, more and more people, more and more students realize that everything they do has an impact. Whether they dine in or take out, or they buy an extra roll of tissue paper, everything they do has an impact to the environment, because everything we do has waste. It generates waste,
That's right.
whether we like it or not. So all we can really do is to minimize the waste we generate. So I think one of the things we should try to teach our students is that if we don't need it, let's not buy it.
And
So
or
a lot-
use it.
Yeah, or
That's right.
use it. So a lot of times the trash we generate is because we keep on getting things that we think we need, but eventually it ends up in the bin, in the trash can, or unused in our rooms, and eventually in rivers and in oceans and in landfills. So, but if we minimize, if we buy only what we really need, then
So
it will be a much
basically
cleaner
it's
place.
about culture, and it's about the person's mindset.
Yes.
There are people who are frugal, especially in the north,
Mm.
and from where I am, in Quezon Province, I was from Quezon Province. Whenever you see people in palenques, they're bringing the reusable bayoms made of pandan, those pandan bags, and I see that if only the city people would having the same mindset of the people in the provinces, where they use bayong, or they reuse the plastics, or minimize the use of it. So I believe that the way people live in the provinces will impact positively the way Filipinos live in the city, right?
Yes.
Okay,
True.
so let's go back to the website. Do you have a ticker of how many visits you have on a day?
Yeah, 8 million.
Actually, there's a feature on WordPress. Supposedly, it tells us how many views
Okay.
per day. It's even a graph for it.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if my friend Aaron has successfully uploaded a.
Mhm.
There is.
There is.
Yes,
Wow.
it's now 8 million. Now 800.
There are 800 people.
800 plus who have,
So 800
who have seen
views.
the,
800
who have seen the
views.
Well, and if those 800 people would tell 800 more,
yes.
and 800 more, then the exponential growth would definitely influence the young people of the Philippines to do their part, the way you're doing your part in changing the world. We are an archipelago. We're surrounded with water and
Lots
bodies of
of
water,
riches, yes.
diba? And we've seen how powerful water is. We've seen that in 2009 when Ondoy came, and of course right now in Davao there is a typhoon that's really hitting us badly, and not only here in the Philippines but also in Australia, and even in Chicago. It's the biggest snowstorm in history. You know, I see that we can say that climate change is inevitable.
It's happening.
It's happening. It is here. It is so current. And if we'll continue to be passive individuals, then we can never really impact the world. But if we can learn from the Tungtong River Conservation Project, if we can learn from this group of young minds and hearts and hands who have collaborated all their efforts and creativity and passion to change the river, their territory, how else can we see the goodness of the world if every young child or young person would do the same in their own respective places, rivers, lakes, and oceans, right?